Welcome to the Stone and Star Art Studio. Today we are doing a quick palette for our Seascape series. All you need are some watercolors and a brush, and let's get started. Before I start a painting, I like to do a quick palette to kind of get an idea for what colors I want to use. The last thing you want to do is to get halfway through a painting and decide you don't like the colors, or spend the entire time painting worrying about what color you're going to choose next, if it's going to match the first color. I believe that painting should be process art and should be something that you learn along the way and that you can really focus on how you're feeling while you're painting, instead of focusing 100% on these little details. Since this is a seascape series, I am going to stick to blues for this one. So the first one I chose to do is a light blue. If you wanted to go more of a teal palette, then feel free to try that out. See what you like. The next color I chose is one of my favorites, which is this deep cobalt blue. I really love the way the light blue mixes with the cobalt blue. You'll see that in the gradient, and it makes this really gorgeous deep color. The third color I chose is this blue-black mixture, and it's just a really good way that'll mix in with that dark blue, and it'll add some really gorgeous shadows. Underneath, I like to doodle something that kind of gives me an idea of what it's generally going to look like. So I'm just going to do a quick ocean, a little beach, and a lighthouse, plus, of course, a little sailboat on the ocean. Okay, it's time for my favorite part, the gradient. So this will really give you an idea of how the colors are going to mix on the paper. This time I'm going to start on the right with just a little bit of that light blue color and mostly water because I want it to look like the light is coming from the lighthouse. Then I'll add in some more of the light blue until I get about a third way through the paper. And then I'll start adding in some of the cobalt and letting that mix as I get towards the middle. When I'm at the middle of the paper, I like to make sure I have a nice, thick, beautiful cobalt mix, and then work my way towards the blue-black mix. By the time you finish your gradient, you should have a really good idea of what your colors are going to look like on your paper and whether or not you really like them. So this really isn't about being perfect or even staying in the lines or anything like that. It's all about testing out your colors. I like to take a moment and really focus just on the colors and not on the sketching or the inking or anything like that. It's good to just focus on one thing at a time and to really decide what fits best for your work. Never be afraid to test out a bunch of different colors. For this series, I actually tested out about 6 different palettes until I found what I thought would fit best for the work. So never feel like it's a failure if you decide you don't like it. Just try something else. So here's the final palette I used. If you decide to use a different one for the Seascape series coming up, feel free, just go for it and just relate whatever color you choose to the ones that I chose to use in my pieces. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you stay tuned for our Seascape series because it's going to be really gorgeous and really fun. And as always, like and subscribe. Thanks!